What have these couple of weeks been like as you try and get up to speed owning a baseball franchise?
Well, I think the first thing, I'm a little surprised that we haven't been able to find people for the front office. I thought it'd be a little bit easier than it's been. Baseball's kind of funny where you have to ask for permission and all that stuff, and we're not getting a lot of permissions. So, whatever the reasons are, and so we have a plan B, and Sandy will be running the baseball ops, and we're looking for a general manager.
You have clearly found it to be important to have this direct connection with the fans, direct contact with the fans. You have fun, you're funny, but you're also direct with them and honest with them, and you'll shoot down rumors that aren't true. Why has this become, early on, such an important thing for you?
Well, I mean, they're the customer, right? I want to hear from them because they're the ones that are paying the bills, and they're the ones that live this and breathe this day to day. And I'm having a blast with them. I mean, they know what they're talking about. They're passionate. They're funny. I mean, being on Twitter is a hoot. Obviously, there'll be times when we lose 5 in a row, whatever the case may be, and I'm still doing it. I just want to let you know that now.
What have you thought about what the fans have been sending your way, and is there anything? Are there any things that you thought to yourself, I might implement that. That's a good idea.
Well, the Old Timers Day, I think, is a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. There's lots of discussion on these black jerseys. It seems like there are people who want it, and then people who actually don't want it. I think it's probably more that people want it than don't want it. But I haven't talked to the players about it. I want to make sure that they would be into that. And maybe we do it on a night every once in a while or something, just to shake it up.
I'm sure you're not going to get into specifics, but you did say you're not going to be spending like drunken sailors. Will you have the expectation going into this offseason, though, that ultimately you'll end up with one of those really big fish that's out there?
Well, we're talking to everybody. I mean, I can't predict if a player wants to come play for me. Maybe they want to play in a different city. So there's a lot of unknowns, but we're having conversations with, everybody that matters, anybody that, the fans are excited by, and hopefully, something happens, but I'm not going to predict it. The goal is to build a great team. We have a great core already, but we have holes. And so I don't know if we can fill all our holes the first year. I mean, that might be a lot to ask. But I think we can make significant improvements so that we can get closer to where we want to be.
In your opinion, what are the essential qualities, the essential building blocks of a champion?
I think you got to have a philosophy. I think you got to stick to that philosophy. It doesn't mean you can't be flexible when you're ready to win a championship. But I think you've got to stick to what you believe in. If you're gonna be reactive and kind of be all over the place and change the organization year to year, that's not going to work. Okay, like you got to lay down plans. You got to provide your people with the best resources that you can provide them, so they can have the tools to be successful. You gotta have talent. I mean, ultimately, it's a talent business. Like in my firm in Point 72. It's a talent business, and you got to treat the talent well, and you got to care about them. Just like I care about the fans, you got to care about the players too. And the whole point is that you want to make New York, the New York Mets, the place that players want to go to, and you want them to come for multiple reasons, not just a check.
At what point did the idea of owning the Mets seem realistic to you, and what was the initial excitement centered around when you thought, okay, this is something I want to do and I may be able to do?
Well, I was looking for the right opportunity, and this one showed up. I started talking with Fred Wilpon last year. It progressed, as we know, and it fell apart in February. But I'm kind of a tenacious guy, and I was upset that it fell apart. So it took me a while to get back into the mode. I'm going to do this, and once I, got back into the mode, then it was going to happen. I wasn't going to lose this.
If you could own one piece of memorabilia from Mets history, what would it be?
Yeah. Well, you know, I figured this would be, you know, I got something sitting over here. I'm going to go get it. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the Buckner ball.
No.
Okay, I know I've been talking to people on Twitter about it, and sort of, you know, I wanted to wait for the right moment, but this is the ball. Funny story on this. My Andy Cohen, who's working with me on the Mets, came to me and says, you know, this ball's coming for sale. Actually, I think it was owned by Charlie Sheen, and I said, that's great. I said, how much is it? And they said like 100 to 150,000. I go, yeah, that's all right. I'll do it. I mean, it's a great moment in Met history. And so I go, buy it. And he comes back. He goes, you bought it. That's cool. Fantastic. What'd you pay? He goes, 410,000. I go, I thought you said it was 100 to 150,000. Okay. Like I was not happy. Okay. So, but I'm happy now. So, you know, this is what I'm going to do is I'll put it in the Met Museum.
That is incredible. Can you hold it up right kind of in front of your face just because of the way the camera?
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, and it's got the World Series, that World Series logo from '86.
It's got the World Series on it, and it's got like you can tell it's got the mud on the ball, and so sometimes I throw curveballs with it.